morning. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, yay! Okay, so the first thing you need to know is that I might stay a little bit longer today because there's a couple things I want to talk about before we get started. Is this the second? This is only the second week of the live readings being every day. And it's been an interesting trip so far, you guys, I have to say. Because, recently I've made quite a few changes to the way that I've been doing the live readings, and that's brought about a lot of questions and concerns and whatnot from people. So before I start to take some messages, God willing that He helps me with the words that I want to say, I got a couple things that I want to talk about first. First and foremost, if this is your first time here, please take a look at the time and date, because these live readings get played again and again and again. And so please don't call me at midnight asking if I'm live. It's between 9 and 10 a.m. Tuesday. Well, today is Tuesday, April 30th at 9:02 a.m. I'm actually on time today. So if you're seeing this after that, please know that I'm not live, but I am live every Tuesday and Thursday for everybody at 9 a.m. and every Monday and Wednesday for members. If you'd like to know more about the membership, then you can find that information on my website, or you can find that information on my Facebook page in the notes section. Okay. So that being said, we need to talk a little bit, you guys, about what is a medium, because when I started these live readings, a big portion of the reason why I was here in the first place was to try to learn and understand what was happening to me. I had been suffering, so to speak, from this my entire life, because spirit kind of takes over. They interrupt my thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and they replace it with theirs, and with signs, symbols, pictures, emotions, whatever it might be. So before I started doing this, my anxieties were through the roof. I would say inappropriate things at inappropriate times because I can't help it. I can feel energy differently than people. For me, it's kind of like walking around with another sense, and I can't imagine living without it. But other people can't imagine living with it, and so they don't understand it. So for me, it's kind of like, here's a good example. This happened actually just last summer. I walk in a room where there's a bunch of friends sitting down, and they're talking, and everybody looks okay, but the emotion in the room is like somebody just died, or that, somebody was going to kill somebody. Like the anger and the tension was way up here. So I walk in and I'm like, holy goodness, what's going on? And I look at the one guy where it seems to be coming from, and I'm like, what's going on? Why are you pissed off? And he just lost it, and he's like, how dare you? He's like, never mind. Did I say anything to you? How dare you bring that up? Blah, blah, blah. And not like being pointed out that he was angry because he was trying to cover it up. But see, I don't know. For me, it's like walking in the room and smelling a fart that nobody else can smell. You have to walk in and try to pretend you're not offended by this smell that's so overwhelming to your senses that you want to vomit. So for me, it's like, when you walk in, you're like, oh God, who farted? And then the guy who farted is like, you bitch, how could you say that? Blah, and they get mad and walk out of the room. That is my life. This is why I kind of hid it for so long, and why it took so much courage for me to be able to just start passing these messages on. But see, now I'm noticing something different. So, as I start passing these messages on, I guess it's natural that I want to try to control it now, because now that it's like starting to learn a language that's been all around you your entire life. You just haven't exactly known what they were saying. But you guys calling in every day and working with me and helping me to figure this out, what these signs and symbols and pictures mean, I'm starting to understand this language a lot better than I used to. So now what's going on is that people's expectations and my own expectations of what I can and can't do have raised and are dropping and raised and dropping So what I mean by this is, how do I even explain this? There's, being a medium, there's so many different types of mediums. I have to, in order to explain what I was trying to say, I have to say this, is that there's so many different types of us mediums. And we all seem, from what I've been able to gather, because I love mediums. I've studied them. I've watched almost every episode of Long Island Medium, I think. I've watched as much of John Edward as I can get down my throat. Dolores Cannon, who's not really a medium, but she has transformed the way I think about the world. There is so many of my idols, like Alison Dubois, really, if you don't know who she is, look her up. She's an amazing, phenomenal woman. But each one of these mediums, they kind of have their own way of doing things, and we are each, I want to say, God kind of uses us. He specially trains us to be able to deal with different types of situations, because there's no just one same situation around death. There's so many different types, causes of death, people dealing with grief after people pass, etc., etc. So let's just look at Alison Dubois, for example. If you know who she is, she's an amazingly gifted psychic medium who works with I don't know if she still works with the Phoenix Police, but I know she used to, and they made an entire TV show about her life. And I've been watching these a lot lately, and I didn't know why, because I've watched the entire series already a long time ago when it was out, but I've had to watch it again. I've been compelled to watch it again. And what I'm learning and what I'm seeing is that she too struggled with trying to control the messages. We can't control how we get them. Sometimes we misinterpret them, or we don't understand exactly what they're trying to say. But that doesn't mean that the messages aren't there or they're not real. It just means, for whatever reason, we're supposed to keep trying to, I don't know how to explain that. Give me a second here. Spirit, you have to wait. I'm not done. What I'm trying to say is, through watching these other mediums and whatnot, I'm starting to see that each of us is specially trained. So if we look at someone like Alison Dubois, she didn't originally start out that she wanted to do mediumship. I don't think any of us really grew up and said, I want to be a psychic medium and fight the world and tell them all that, I can do this. And being a medium is like, you have to prove yourself, I don't think any of us want that criticism and judgment that comes our way. Like Alison Dubois was trained in legal, paralegal, that kind of stuff. Why? Because God chose to use her to help solve murders and find children and do things like that. That's how her abilities were best suited. And that's an amazing thing. But somebody like me, who comes from a background of severe trauma, I could not handle those images that would come from doing murders and whatnot. Well, I can't say I couldn't for sure, but at this point in time, I know that I think that would be overwhelming for me. I seem to have been specially trained in the chains, in dealing with trauma that people lived, and then people pass away and we don't ever get closure from that. I don't know why. I don't know what is on the path coming up for me. I just know that upon studying each and every one of these mediums, I've noticed we all have been trained in our life for certain gifts, to be brought to certain places to deal with different aspects of people's lives. And I think even part of my being a medium, my specialty, I guess, as a medium, is helping other people like me deal with being a medium. It's helping those of you out there who are sitting here right now going, well, I have these sensitivities on my life and that happens to me, or who recognize the signs and symbols and the intuitions as I'm telling you. I think part of why I'm here for the last 2 years is to let you know that it's okay to be who you are, and it's okay to make mistakes, because God has a bigger plan and he knows we're human. So I put my trust in him, and I know I don't have to be perfect all the time, that there's still a lot of people getting help. Even if as much, it's like, I'm sitting here talking for the last 10 minutes because I've received a lot of criticism the last couple of days as well. Like, the event was an interesting event. There was For me, it was a difficult perception because there was a lot of very heavy, dense emotional issues that needed to be talked about. However, there was a lot of privacy symbols for people all around. Spirit's very careful on what they will say in a big event in front of a lot of other people. They're careful of what they say in front of the person that you brought with you. They won't bring up a subject that they can't heal. So if we only have 5 minutes, and keep that in mind when you're calling in for the live readings as well, is that, and when you hang up and you're wondering, well, why didn't this person come forward and why didn't they talk about that? Well, maybe it's because they didn't have time to really get into what they needed to say to heal the subject. And Spirit's not about ripping the scab off of a wound if they can't heal it. So I do the best that I can in this kind of group setting. But what you need to understand is that the biggest meaning behind all of this is what I want you guys to take from this is the magic of just knowing that I'm just some lady on a computer or behind a computer screen, that when you call in, I take your name. That's it. So the magic that I can tell you who's on the other side and how they passed and what they have to say, that is an incredible magic in itself, I think. Like, I am blown away on a daily basis by some of the situations and positions that Spirit puts me in to just get me to say, hey, I'm with you right now. That's all they need you to know. That is my job, is to teach you how to look around your life and recognize the synchronicities and go, oh, that's my dad. Hi. Or mom, thank you for being with me right now. And for you to recognize that, the conversation doesn't end when their physical body ends. That's the conversation doesn't end there. They still communicate with different signs and symbols and pictures all around. But that's why the Bible and every religion out there screams, make the most of your life. Because when you're here, you can communicate with somebody else. You can use your words. You can use your body language. They can see you. When you're on the other side, it's all heart. That's why they say that it's the love that you take with you. Because it's the love that you have to hold on to and remember in order to recognize those signs and symbols in your life, because you feel it. You don't hear it. You don't smell it. You don't taste it. You don't see it. You feel it and you know it. And that's where the magic and beauty of Spirit is. It's in the faith. So please keep that in mind when you're calling. I'm going to start taking some calls in a minute here. It's Tuesday, so I know there's a lot of people that are watching that are new, or maybe you haven't seen my explanation of how I read in the before. And if you haven't, please take the time to do so now, because it's very important that you understand that we have to work together for you to understand these messages, because they're not for me. I'm simply the medium, the person in between, the one that's supposed to bring it to you. For me, sometimes it's like trying to translate another language and an inside joke at the same time. So if you want to know what I mean by that, go back and look at yesterday's readings. There was a lady that called in on my members' readings, and her dad kept showing me popsicles and taking me back. And he was trying to say something, but because I was seeing the popsicles differently than what she would understand them, she was not understanding. So it took a few minutes for me keep saying, okay, these signs and symbols aren't changing. It's very specific. He's still showing me popsicles. He's taking me back to your childhood. He's, trying to show me that he was there with you and relating this. And finally she's like, oh, this weekend I was buying the homemade popsicle containers to make popsicles with my grandchildren, and it reminded me of when I was a kid. And I'm like, exactly. See, that's what he's trying to get at. But because I was seeing the popsicles as the ones that you break apart, she didn't connect it automatically. So you have to understand, we got to work together. Spirit is very specific. I mean, popsicles, like, come on, that's pretty darn specific. But I am not magic. And I'm doing the best that I can. So I need your help with this. So here we go. I'm going to take a quick 5 minutes and explain how this works. And then we're going to jump into taking some calls. And I'll stick around till at least 10:15. So don't worry, we'll get in a full hour of calls. But what I want you to remember is that Spirit doesn't have a voice or a body to communicate the same way that you and I can. So they use signs, symbols, pictures, emotions, impressions, etc., whatever it might be, to get me to say whatever it is they need me to say. But the thing is, they have to go through my filter, my thoughts, feelings, experiences, etc. So I'm going to give you an example. So at one of my readings, a lady had lost her son, and he kept showing me my symbol for thank you and a tree. Now, this means nothing to me, but when I told her, she said it was the anniversary of when her son had passed away, and they had planted a tree in memorial for him. So he was saying thank you for the tree. But if she didn't validate that for me, I wouldn't understand what it means, because it's not for me. It's not my message. I would have been like, I don't know, he's thankful for trees, he likes nature, I don't know what this means. So we have to work together to understand that meaning. The other thing that you have to keep in mind is, like I said, they have to go through my filters. So I've developed certain signs and symbols, etc., for different things. Like, for example, 9 times out of 10, if Spirit shows me a rose, that's my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or something that happens once a year. But every once in a while, Spirit will show me a rose because it was somebody's name here in the physical world, or because they're talking about a florist here in the physical world, because their message is personal and private for you. They just are going to show me whatever they need to show me to get me to say whatever they need me to say so that you get the message that you need to hear, if that makes sense. So I want you to keep in mind that if you hear me trying to interpret something how I would normally interpret it, like popsicles, but you understand it differently, like the rose, then please let me know, because you are right, I am wrong. These are your messages. My job is simply to be the medium, to bring you the messages. Keeping that last thing I want you to keep in mind is that the signs, symbols, pictures, emotions don't change. What may change is my interpretation of them, depending on how you validate the information. And Spirit doesn't care if I know this information or not. They're not talking to me. They're talking to you. So an example of this is at Christmas time, I did a group reading for a group of ladies. And one of the ladies, I was talking to her dad on the other side, and he kept showing me that he had 7 kids. She's like, you're right. We have 7 kids in our family. And then he was placing them 5 there, 2 here, 5 there, 2 here. And we could not make sense of this. She said that, I said, is there 5 in one city, 2 in another? She said, no. I'm like, is there 5 of one sex, 2 of another? She said, no. I'm like, well, I don't know what this means. 5 there, 2 here, 5 there, 2 here. She didn't understand what it means. So finally, I just let it go. And it was one of the only things in the group that she couldn't make sense of, or that we couldn't make sense of. And at the end of the group, she stood up and she said, you know, you were pretty good. I'm pretty impressed, although I'm a little bit surprised that you didn't put it together that her and I, and she pointed to another lady in the group, and she said, her and I are sisters. Well, Spirit did put that together. I'm like, she was so expecting to hear sister, 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 that she missed the message altogether. What did her dad say? Tracy, I have 7 kids. 2 are here. That's what he said. 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. But because she was expecting me to just know, or to just say sister, 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 I could not make sense of that. Like, it had no meaning to me. So that's what I mean about expectation and being careful on how we have to work together. The messages will not change. My interpretation may change depending on how you validate this information. All right, so I'm going to shut up now. I'm going to start taking some calls. Who wants to start doing some medium readings? Here we go. Hello, you're live with Tracy.
Hi, it's Linda.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
Great.
You're my...
I got through.
Yay! Have you been trying for a while?
Yes, I have. I keep missing it, so I'm glad I got in today.
Awesome. Okay, so have I ever read for you before, Linda?
No, I've never been read by you. No.
Okay.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
Did you see the explanation and everything that I just gave about how I read?
Yeah, I'm watching it now, but we're a little bit out of sync in time, so I have to turn the computer down.
Yes, for now you have.
Me, so, yeah.
But you heard the original explanation.
I did, yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, I like to start with a grounding exercise. It helps me get focused on your energy. So are you sitting somewhere where you can sit quietly, comfortably with your feet flat on the ground?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. So what I want you to do is when I'm done talking, I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight through the phone at me and give me 1 minute to focus. Uh-huh. You have some very sweet energy coming through, Linda, I have to say, right away. I can definitely tell there's a lot of love coming through. So the way that this works is when you do that grounding exercise, what happens for me is it's kind of like I see the stage curtain open, and I call it the puzzle dump because there's all this information that just pours out at me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you everything I'm seeing, and then we'll go back and figure out how it fits after, okay?
Okay, great.
So I'm very aware that there's 3 people at the very least. I feel like there's more than that, but 3 very prominently that come through together. 2 people are holding hands, and then they have the person that's underneath of them. Hold on. There's an extreme amount of love. So when I say that they're holding the hand of the person that's underneath of them, I don't know if they were related to this person or if this person is just connected to you, but they're bringing this person forward with them. There's a huge amount of love. They're like showing me kisses and loves and hugs all around. I'm trying to separate them so they can tell me who they are, how they passed, etc. But they're just more interested in like loving you up. So give me a second here. So by the way that they're holding hands and whatnot, this is my symbol that they were together or married here in the physical world. They're taking me above. Is both of your parents on the other side?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, that's exactly. It feels very parental. Like, oh my God, my baby. Mwah, 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 mwah. You were definitely had a close relationship with mom and dad, hey?
I would say more now in spirit, yes.
Okay, so interesting. When you say that, I heard ding, 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 we're getting there. Just bear with me. There's some type of feeling of reassurance between mom and dad. They're showing me healing and a feeling of being very relieved to be together again on the other side. But there's distance or space there. Were they separated before they passed, or did one pass a long time before the other? I'm not sure what that distance or space means.
They were together, but they should have been divorced.
See, that makes sense with what they said. Because what did they say? As they came forward, your mom was showing me the healing. That's how she had me say. She's very excited to talk about the healing that has taken place when they've been reunited on the other side. She's saying, we found a way to communicate.
Great. That's good.
She just showed me, I don't know if you just got the goosebumps, but all the hair went up on my arms.
Well, they like to play with my hair. She does.
She's like, thank you. She loves you so much. She's like she's doing the grandma brag, what I call grandma gush, which is, you know how you see it on TV and stuff, grandmas that like grab your cheeks and they're just like, oh my God, I love you. Like that overwhelming abundance of love. And then I'm seeing thank you. Okay, slow down, Mom. She's taking me towards the end of her passing. I'm seeing thank you. I'm feeling for forgiveness or healing. She's showing me the whispering of the ear. I heard everything that you said. I'm seeing writing. She's showing me a healing process. Okay, so I'm trying to slow her down. You said something about that you've had a lot more, you've been closer to her since she's been on that side than when she was here. I think that's what she's trying to show me. You must have written something to her. You have actively worked at forgiving her. But this started before she passed because she's taken me back to before she passed.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Well, it was tough, but more so after she passed, yes.
She's showing me the rising and the falling of the chest, which is my symbol for being in the same room with somebody or watching somebody take their last breath. Then she's showing me the whispering of the ear, and I heard everything you said, and it's okay. Were you not in the room when she took her last breath?
That's right.
And she doesn't want you to feel bad about that because she's making me feel like, how do I explain that? She just stopped. She said, stop right there. I don't want you to feel bad about that because I heard everything that you said. And then she showed me the rose-colored glasses, which is my symbol for seeing things differently on that side than she did here in the physical world.
I'm so happy to hear that.
So this, yeah. I'm feeling a sense of confusion. I'm not sure if this is from her or dad, but they're taking me to the head and I'm feeling a sense of confusion, which is usually my symbol for dementia, Alzheimer's, aneurysm, stroke, some type of not being able to communicate before we passed away. You know what? Remember how I said that your parents were bringing forward the younger person?
Yeah.
I feel like this is around them. This person stepping forward. So this younger person has white lighters all around them, or what I call white lighters, which are beings on the other side that are pure white light, and their job is to help souls heal. So typically I will see them around somebody who either takes responsibility for their passing, committed suicide, or whose passing is sudden, unexpected, or traumatic in such a way that there's a lot of healing needed for the person that passed or the people that are left behind. I'm seeing questions or like my symbol for question marks, which would indicate that either we didn't know how they passed or something happened. I don't know. There's some kind of confusion there. And then I'm feeling like distance or space. I don't know if this happened somewhere else or if this was some time ago. Who is the young person around you that passed this way?
I had a niece that passed. She took her life. She wasn't related to my parents, so she's an in-law.
See, and what do you remember? The first thing I said when they came forward is I'm like, they're coming forward with this younger person, but they said she's not connected to them.
Yeah.
She's not related. So
this
is why I'm feeling the confusion with her as she comes forward.
Yeah.
She's
she
safe.
knows I love her very much.
She is absolutely safe and at peace on the other side. You guys must have been very close though, hey?
She knew I cared very much, and I was very, very devastated by her passing, yes.
That's why I'm feeling the communication issue. She's apologizing for not, because I feel like she's taking responsibility that she never told anybody, that she kept this in. Like, I feel like we had no warning. It's not like she had this long history of suicide. It just came out of nowhere.
Yes.
She's apologizing for that. She's showing me just like, stupid, stupid, stupid. It was like, I didn't really think I was going to die. I was just really, really mad. She's showing me birthday and the fingers crossed together, which is my symbol for two birthdays very close together or two dates very close together. And I feel like there's another apology. Was this right around an important date that this happened?
Yeah, it was. Same date as my daughter's wedding anniversary.
Oh, so please, she's apologizing for that. Please know that she's sorry. She wasn't thinking of that. She was thinking about her own anger, and she knows that that's hard for you to have those same dates on the same day. So she said, listen, look at it this way, Auntie. It's not my death day. It's my birthday. I was born on this side on that day. So you have a wedding and a spirit birthday, not a death day.
Nice.
Aww,
very nice.
She loves you so much. She's showing me thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you, I love you, I love you. She's showing me thank you for the way that you honored her. I don't know what this means. Hold on. I feel like you organized something for her. Was this some time ago? Like, did she pass some time ago? Because she keeps taking me back.
5 years.
Yeah. She's talking about that you organized something for her that helped to honor her, and she wants to thank you for that.
I took care of her, dressed her for her funeral.
Oh, so she absolutely knows this? Hold on. Mm-hmm. She's like, I was so beautiful. Like, look at how beautiful I was. Did you do her makeup or have to go back and get her makeup done again?
I had to do her makeup because she was 14, so she was anime, and they don't do anime makeup at the funeral home.
See? Shut up right now. There's
Yeah.
like, that's what she's saying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You honored me when you did this. Please know that she thanked you so much for that. And,
Amazing.
they're pulling,
amazing.
they're pulling their energy back. I hope that was helpful, honey.
That was very helpful. Thank you so much.
You have a
Thank
wonderful
you so much.
rest of your day, okay?
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That is so cool. That's why I love spirit. Cathy! Hello, Cathy. You're live with Tracy.
Oh, hi, Tracy.
Your name comes up. I recognized your name, sweetie.
Oh.
You tried to call me yesterday, but it was a Members Day only. Did you hear what I said to you, my message to you?
Yes, I did.
And your mom was not kidding. She got you through today, hey? That's not always easy to do on a Tuesday.
Yeah, the monkey's going off. So I thought, oh, geez, I wonder if I'll get through today.
Well, there you go. You quiet that monkey down because there's an excitement around you. So let's do a grounding exercise and see what comes through, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I want you to close your eyes, and I want you, with both feet flat on the floor, I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight through the phone at me and give me 1 minute to focus.
Okay.
Ha. You know what, Cathy? Okay, so because I've read for you a few times, and because for everybody watching, you need to understand that I'm all about being very honest with you about what I know and what I'm picking up. So what I know is your mom is on the other side, and you have 2 or 3 brothers that are on the other side as well. And they're all stepping forward right now. But as you do the grounding exercise, and even before you did the grounding exercise, there's a feeling of excitement in the air. And I keep getting told, yes, 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 yes. Like, I feel like you keep asking a question. Is this it? Is this it? Can I trust this? Or is this going to be okay? And they're going, yes! They're trying to scream it at you. I know you were trying to sell your house. I'm seeing the house and my symbol for quick, 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 quick. Is this coming up? Has it sold already?
It's under contract.
It's like in the process?
Yes.
See, I can feel it. Like, as soon as you call in, she's like, yeah. And she's showing me this is going to go quicker than you expect. She's so proud of you. I keep feeling like you've pushed through the hardest bit, and now the world is your oyster. Like, this is the beginning of the end and the beginning of the beginning. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Let's slow this down. Hold on a second. Did you just buy another house, or are you moving somewhere else? Because I know this house you sold wasn't the house you were living in, but she's handing you keys.
Handing me keys?
Yes.
No, I only have the one house that I'm selling, and then the house that I live in.
Interesting. What is, she keeps showing me this. Hold on, I don't know what she means by this. Do you own the house that you're living in?
Yes, I do.
Ah, that's exactly. So she's taking the keys to the house that you're living in, and I feel like she's saying, yay! Like, I think she's saying, take the money from this house and pay off yours, or pay off whatever you can. Like, it's like, this is your gift. I don't know how to explain it, but she doesn't want you to have any guilt over this. Slow this down. And I'm seeing it being divided. What is this? Are you supposed to split the money with somebody else?
Yes.
She's saying don't stress about it. Are you stressing about what this other person is going to do with the money?
A little bit, yeah.
Because she's showing me just split it. Don't worry about it. Forget what he's doing. Just put it towards your house. Put it towards what you need and feel good. You've got to allow yourself to feel good. And sometimes when we've had anxiety about something for so long, like you did with this house, it can become habitual to have anxiety thinking around things to do with the house. So if you find yourself feeling anxious around anything to do with the house, I want you to stop and remind yourself that you don't have to have those anxieties anymore, because you're moving into a new place, a place that is easier, an easier peace of mind kind of place. It feels like the house represented all of those negative blockages that have been holding you back for so long. You had to focus on every positive thought and faith that you had inside your entire body to make that house sell. And now that that's happened, your mom is saying, please remember how that worked. When you felt good and you started focusing on the faith, everything started moving. When you focus on the pain, everything holds back. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
She loves you so much, honey. She's so proud of you. She's like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Aww.
And your brothers are behind her, like in the chorus, going, us too. And that there's another gentleman. I don't think he's a father, but he's like a father figure, so to speak. He's showing me not related. They're all stepping forward, saying, so proud of you and excited about what's coming up. Are you going somewhere?
You know what? I wanted to go to Saskatchewan and visit my cousin.
Go. They just turned you around, kicked you in the butt, and your mom said, well, you will have the money, so go.
Oh, gosh, this is so great. Thank you so much, Tracy. I know I've been asking her, please send me signs, and then it's overwhelming because all of a sudden I started saying the word let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. And I've always seen signs of feathers and vines and stuff that never work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and every time I turn around, it's the word let go, let go, let go, whether it be on TV, whether it be in a book or a sign.
Let go of the pain and embrace the excitement, because whatever you embrace, you get more of.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
My brothers are with me.
Oh yeah, they're all there in a big cheering section on the other side going, yeah! They're all traveling with you. That's why they're like, let's go, let's go, let's go. They want you to put as much energy into living and enjoying your life from this moment forward as you possibly can. Don't worry about the things you can't control, like what this other sibling is going to do with their half of the money. That doesn't matter. It has no bearing on your life. Your mom doesn't give a crap. What she cares is that you are living your life to the fullest. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I'm so glad I got through, Tracy.
I'm so glad you did too. You have a great rest of your day, okay, Cathy?
Thank you, Tracy. You too.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. See, that's the interesting thing about when I read for people who I've read for before. Spirit doesn't come forward and tell me how they die over and over and over again. They just go, this is who I am. Let's go. Hello, you're live with Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
Hi, you're calling for free reading?
I am.
Awesome. What's your first name?
Diana.
You have some interesting energy around. Have you been watching me for a while, Diana?
I have.
Because you're loved. I'm not sure who the lady is. She's like, oh, yay, we're through. We love you, Tracy. So I know when I hear that, somebody's familiar with me.
Very much.
Interesting. But she just took me time or space. Did I read for you a while ago?
Yeah, in January. I had phoned in and got through.
See, they're outing you already. Okay.
Yeah, I knew I'd get through today. I knew we were going to talk.
You can just feel it, hey? Yeah, because
Yep.
I don't know who this lady is. I think it's mom, because there's definitely a mom or a grandmother, like a mother figure energy to her. But she's like, you better believe it. I'm on it. Like, okay. So let's do this grounding exercise. I can hardly talk straight because they're so like, let's go, let's go. So both feet flat on the floor. And then what I want you to do is close your eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight through the phone at me and give me 1 minute to focus.
Okay.
Aw, okay. So actually, is your mom still here in the physical world, Diana?
No.
She is on the other side? Because there's two generations coming through. There is one lady and then the lady above her. So,
yes.
But I feel like your mom must have been kind of young when she passed then, hey? Like, she did not live to like 80 or 90 or 70, 80, 90 like we would think. Like, did she pass in her 50s or 60s?
No.
Weird. She's coming through so young, I have to say. Because even as you...
I do have a friend that passed in her 40s.
Ah, there we go. That's why I'm getting two very different generations, a very strong mother figure feel. This younger person, I'm very aware. So that's what's going on here. So give me a second. When you first do the grounding exercise, it's like the stage curtain opens, and I call it the puzzle dump because I'm overwhelmed with like all the information they spew out at me. And I'm not quite sure how to make sense of it. So I just lay it all out there and we'll figure out how it fits. And there's this competition going on between this energy of who gets to talk here. So
well, I have quite a few.
I can feel this. Okay, so my head is hurting now and somebody's taking me to the head and I just heard I win. Was this mom? Did she have something with the head, either dementia, Alzheimer's, communication issue, stroke, aneurysm, something like that?
No.
Who?
Well, she did have her heart problem, and then she ended up going blind and that type of thing, but no dementia. Yeah.
Who's got the head then? Somebody very dramatically has taken me to the head, and as soon as she brought up the head, she said, I win, and then I'm tasting blood. Your friend that passed when she was like 40, was this traumatic, like an accident of some sort?
No, that could be, could it be a male energy?
Yeah, it absolutely could. All I know is my head is pounding.
Okay, that is probably my best friend who passed away last year, and I was with him.
I see. So you know what's going on.
And it was very sudden, and I don't know how he died. Like, the autopsy results were not good. Like, we didn't get a proper autopsy.
You know what's interesting? This situation just happened a couple of days ago as well. I think it was on my live readings. It could have been last Thursday or Tuesday, actually. And they did the same thing for me. I think this was aneurysm, because my head is just like, ow, 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 ow. And this is what I'm seeing with my hands on my head. And my mother had an aneurysm when I was 17 years old, and I was there when she had it. And that's the last view I have of her, is holding her head and screaming, ow, 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 ow.
Well, he was having some health issues and had been found unconscious a couple times prior to that event.
See, the interesting thing here, did you say Diane or Diana? Diana. The interesting thing is your mom is very excited to bring forward your friend, who's very excited to bring forward your other friend. The way that they're doing this on the other side, I find intriguing. There's definitely a point behind it. Hold on.
And I did have a close friend who passed away in January that I was with in the hospital, and she was 7.
And when you say that, that's a completely different energy, I have to say right away. And I just felt when you said that the child that was 7, that person took a deep breath. You said 7 or 70?
70.
It's funny because when I said 7, she's like, I wish. See, I love that. When I mishear you and then spirit like tells me differently, that's hilarious to me. She's like, yeah, I wish I was 7, and I heard them laugh at me. But when you said the person who was 70, I felt her take a deep breath and that she can breathe free and clear now that she's on the other side. So there must have been some type of breathing. And I'm literally hearing,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you bring up all of these people, they all step forward. So don't bring up anybody else. Let me try to get a message from each one of these people.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay, slow down, guys. Interesting. You've experienced a lot of death of people that are younger than we would think of as their time, hey?
Yes.
Because your mom just said to me, there's a reason I'm bringing forward these people to let her know that they're safe and at peace on the other side, but also to let her know that life is short. I feel like you're putting something off because you're afraid, or there's something that you're not doing that you want to do, but
I haven't really lived this last year.
And I think part of that is because you've experienced so much loss that I recognize this as a medium because I feel death all over me every day. So sometimes it's hard to be out in the normal world because you just feel like, well, what's the point? You know, it's hard to explain.
When my best friend died with me, he drowned in the water beside me, and I didn't see anything that happened at all.
Yeah, and so because of this, you have stopped living.
I've been, I know that it wasn't my fault, but I also know that why didn't I see it? Like why, and I couldn't believe that he drowned. I totally believed that it was a heart attack or something else first that caused the drowning.
See, every time you say that, my head pounds, honey.
Sorry. And anyway, so about all I did last year was go to the UK to meet his family and then back home and kind of just have been a home bum for a year.
Yeah, your mom. That's why your mom's bringing these people forward for you to know that he is safe and at peace on that side. Hold on. See, you didn't see this happen because there's a reason why you didn't see this happen. Because if you had saw it happening, you would have been thinking that there's something that you could have done to stop it. And there wasn't. There was absolutely nothing you could have done to prevent this. It was simply his time. We don't know all the strings of synchronicity and coincidence that, every time there's a tragedy or some type of negative situation, those, believe it or not, are seeds that can plant that can lead people to different growth in their life. And I mean, we don't get to decide why bad things happen. I wish I had all the answers for why bad things happen. But he's showing me that it was absolutely his time and that you weren't supposed to see this because he did not want you to think that there was something you could have done to stop this. Slow this down. He just keeps saying that over and over and over again, and he's showing me the brain scoop, which is my symbol for when they don't want you to remember stuff like that. He's like, I don't want you to think of it that way. It's kind of ironic because he's like, my intention of making her not see this was so that she didn't think she could have stopped it, but yet she still thinks she could have stopped it. I keep hearing coulda, woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, shoulda. If only I had done this. If only I had been here. If only I had seen. And he's like, really? There is absolutely nothing you could have done to prevent my departure. It was simply my time. And again, he makes my head hurt, which if he had an aneurysm, hon, I don't know if you've ever seen anyone have an aneurysm, but it is the most helpless thing in the world to be standing. I was 16 and 7 months pregnant when my mom had an aneurysm right in front of me. And there is nothing more helpless feeling in the entire world than watching somebody holding their head, running around screaming how painful it is, and not being able to do anything about it. Watching her flop around on like a fish on her bed, like that is something I would easily brain scoop out of my own head if I could, but I can't. I have to live with it. And I think the reason why I saw that is for situations like this, because I'm going to have to help people deal with that kind of thing for the rest of my life. So God allowed me to see that tragedy. Do you know what I mean?
I had to identify him on the beach, so I still have that picture in my brain. Yeah.
He doesn't want you to remember him like that. When you said I have that picture of him on the beach, he's like, so you remember me like that, but not like in my shorts with the frisbee.
No, I tried to, and I went back this year, and I tried to put that all behind and move forward.
Did you go back on the anniversary of his death?
Yes.
That's why you couldn't move forward. Because you went back and you were mourning the day that he died. If you really want to feel closure and peace about this, you need to go back and celebrate who he was and the day that he was born or how he lived. He just laughed at me when I said that. Is his birthday in the winter?
March.
He's like, you don't want to go in the water on the day that I was born, Tracy. Be pretty cold.
Not where he lives, no.
Aww.
It's very cold. It's in England, so.
That's so, see, he laughed at me when I said that. But you get the point behind that, right? Because.
Yeah, and that was why I went this year. I went and I had a little necklace made with his name in memory, threw it out in the water, then we all toasted, and then we had a good rest of the week.
See, and that's exactly how it is. He's showing me party. Was there a romantic connection of some sort?
He very, very, very was in love with me.
Okay.
And let me know, and I let him know that I loved him as a friend.
Because he's kissing your cheek and going. He's like, I'll go to the beach with you any day. I can feel him flirting with you left, right, and center. But that's why I said, was this a romantic connection? I was a little confused because I don't feel it reciprocated in that way. But and it's almost like that in itself is an inside joke, if that makes sense.
Yes, yes. He proposed and would post it all over Facebook, and everybody would get all excited. And
yeah, he's still doing that on the other side. Did you just have a memory or something come up on Facebook of something like that?
Yes.
Yeah, know that was him. Because he's showing me that he's still teasing you from the other side. He's like, well, I brought that memory up, of course. Pulling his energy back. I hope that was helpful.
That was, yes. Thank you so much, Tracy.
You're welcome. You have a great rest of your day, okay? Thank you.
You too. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I love spirit. Okay, we still have time for, I can't really see because I have terrible eyes, but I think one more caller. Here we go. Hello, you're live with Tracy.
Hello.
Hi, are you calling for the live readings?
I am.
Awesome. What's your first name?
My first name is Noelle.
Noelle. Cool. I can feel
I was so excited I got through.
I was just going to say, I can feel the excitement around you. Is this your first time getting through?
It is my first time, yes.
There we go. Because the gentleman is like, yeah, they're high-fiving each other on the other side. I don't know who this is yet, but we'll find out.
All right.
Okay, Noelle. I love your name, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So are you sitting somewhere? Funny, you heard my explanation and everything in the beginning of how this works, right?
Yes, I did.
Perfect. And are you sitting somewhere with your feet flat on the ground?
I am.
Awesome. So I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing this deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it straight towards me and give me 1 minute to focus.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so Noelle, when you do the breathing exercise, what happens is I kind of see the stage curtain open, and then I call it the puzzle dump because Spirit just starts dumping out all this information at me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing to sort through it, and then we'll go back and figure out what it means after, okay?
Okay.
So interestingly enough, I think there's 3 people. I get 2 men that come forward, and then there's a lady that comes forward. But the men, I don't feel are connected. Are you married?
No.
Interesting. Because I almost feel like there's a father figure, and then somebody else to the side of you's father figure as well. It's almost like you have 2 father figures coming forward that are coming forward together. This is interesting.
Okay.
So I got to try to separate them. And then there's a lady over here. I'm not sure what she's doing yet. So give me a second here. So I'm hearing daddy's hands, which is my symbol for father figure, or somebody who is on dad's side of the family. There is your dad on the other side?
I don't know anything about my biological father.
Interesting. Ooh, that just gave me chills up and down my body. And your adopted father?
Is still alive.
Interesting. So I don't think that's a grandfather yet, but what I know for sure. So remember how I said that there was a gentleman bringing forward another father figure who was to the side, and I didn't know how he connected. I didn't think he was your father figure, but he's definitely bringing this gentleman through.
Okay.
I think that is your biological father, and that's why I was picking it up as that he was somebody else's father or to the side, because whoever this younger person is, and it could be a grandfather, I'm not sure, but this is somebody in your family. I'm guessing it's your adopted family. You're very close with them, correct?
Yes.
Because I'm seeing my symbol for very close, and I feel the love from this person to you. So I want to start with him before we go to the biological father. So this person passed before we would think of as their time, which means that they didn't live to like 70, 80, something like that. They're showing me the body scan, which is my symbol for either more than one issue in the body or pain throughout the body. I'm feeling that I feel like this was either cancer or maybe like some type of disease, but they're taking me back like a year before. I'm seeing my symbol for choices and decisions, or like I don't know if there's maybe some confusion around what happened, and then like within a year I feel like I'm gone. But definitely not 70, 80. They're younger than that.
Okay. Could it be a sibling?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting brother. Pardon?
Yes.
Okay, that's exactly what's going on. Your brother is coming through, so excited to bring your biological father through.
Oh, wow.
That is his gift to you. He's saying you need to know, and this is why he's showing me choices and decisions around it, because I feel like the not knowing if they knew about you is the hardest part, or if he knew about you. I've got goosebumps up and down my entire body right now. Because this father figure, this biological side of the family, he's now bringing all of these people forward, that they have been watching over you for your entire life. Whether you know about them or not, they know about you. Your brother's taking deep breaths. He's like, you need to know I'm okay on this side. I'm okay. Was this cancer?
Yes.
And it lasted about a year, or it got really bad the last year, because he's emphasizing the last year. And then he's showing me thank you to the family, because he's making me feel like that last year of his life was the most beautiful year ever. I know that sounds crazy, and I know that maybe that's not true for a lot of people who that last year of their life, when you're suffering from cancer, you would think that would be the most painful and horrible year of your life. But your brother is showing me that he was surrounded by so much love and so much support, and that there was this overwhelming, like everybody, he's like, how do you feel sad when everybody just keeps coming in and telling you how amazing you are?
Wow.
Was he like a coach or something like this? Why am I seeing like sports and soccer, or I'm not sure what I'm seeing here.
Very much. He coached different sports.
And he's talking about thanking them. They did a few things to honor him afterwards, correct?
Yeah. I don't know about afterwards, but there was a lot of the kids that he coached and stuff that were at his funeral. Whether they did something afterwards, that I'm not sure.
I think he's talking even during, like while he was sick, because what he was saying is they did the most beautiful things and honored him in the most beautiful ways, and he got to experience this throughout the last year of his life. So he said, please know that I'm not in any pain anymore, that I love you so much, and I am okay on this side. That he's thanking everybody for helping. Did he have 2 kids here in the physical world?
Yes.
Because he's thanking everybody for taking care of them and for watching over them the way that they have. He needs you to know that it gives him extreme peace. And then I don't know what the challenge is going on. Maybe it's just been really hard on the kids since Dad passed, but he just said they're going to be okay. You need to know this. They're going to be okay. I can feel that they're a little bit struggling right now, but they're going to be okay.
Okay.
He loves you so much. And then I'm seeing the rose, which is my symbol for birthday or anniversary. Was it just your birthday a month ago or coming up?
Mine?
Yes.
No.
I'm going March or May. I'm seeing M-A.
No, my birthday's in December.
So why do I feel like this is a gift? Oh, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. So this down. Your mom is still here in the physical world?
No.
That's why he's emphasizing Mother's Day. I was trying to pull him back. I'm trying to pull back energy. He's like, oh, no, I'm pulling my energy back, but she's coming forward. He's like quickly going forward. He's like, May. And I'm like, what's a May? And he's like, Mother's Day. And then that's why I'm like, well, is your mom here? And he's like, no, right here. That's so funny. So she's coming through, but I feel distance or space. Has she been on that side for some time? Or did she?
Yeah.
Okay. Because she immediately comes forward and I feel the distance or space. And she's showing me how great she's dressed on that side.
Oh.
She's like, I look wonderful. Slow this down. Hold on. She has a point for why she's saying this. Hold on. I see. Thank you for the way everyone laid me to the rest. So was your mom buried, hun?
Yes.
Because she's thanking you for the way that she was dressed or how you guys laid her to rest. And she's talking about feeling very beautiful. And I don't, there's a distinction here because I don't know if she felt that way a lot throughout her life. She's making me feel like these moments where she truly felt beautiful were very special to her. And that was one of the moments in her life that she felt truly beautiful. She's thanking you guys for what you did. They're definitely together on the other side. There's a healing of sorts there. Did they have a bit of a tension or a bit of a challenging relationship of some sort? Or did your brother just really struggle with the loss of your mom?
I don't know that there was a struggle between them. It could have been the loss.
Okay. Because I just feel when they get reunited, I feel healing between the two of them. So somebody had a broken heart before they were reunited. And so if they were very close, that could be just your brother took that passing really hard. So when he got to that side, he's very excited to let you know that, yeah, mom's here. And so is your biological family.
Wow.
Are you still looking to possibly reconnect with them?
I thought about it many times. I wasn't even sure if my biological father was still alive or deceased.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you might have a couple of siblings out there, sweetie.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like if you want, because spirit isn't about forcing their free will on you. It's about letting you know that you have their full support with whatever you choose to do.
Right.
They're going to make me cry. So give me a second here. Because I can just feel that there has been a lot of questions, or I don't think giving you up was somebody's choice, honey. I feel like there was a lot of pain around that decision.
Wow.
And you are very much loved. Like, I'm in tears because the love that I'm feeling is overwhelming. So just know that if you choose to have that reuniting, that spirit will help make it happen. You just got to ask.
Okay.
I hope this was helpful for you. Now I need a tissue. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate this.
You're very welcome. You have a great rest of your day, okay?
Thank you very much, Tracy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I thought I was going to get away today without crying and wrecking my makeup, but I guess not. I love Spirit. They are absolutely, truly amazing. And I got to tell you guys, I am honored and humbled that God chose me to be able to sit here and be able to pass these messages on. And I am extremely grateful for the patience that all of you have with me in helping to get these messages through. So thanks for joining me today. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I will see all of you back here again on Thursday. And my members, I will see you guys here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Have a wonderful, awesome rest of your day. Take care, guys. Bye.